Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So you all can please join us at the back for the Artik ceremony of Srila Prabhupada honoring
Hare
the spiritual
Krishna,
master
Hare
before the start of the program. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So everyone can please stand and come this way. Come to the back of the temple room. It is called Guru Puja. We will be honoring Srila Prabhupada as the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And of course, today we are also gathered here as a continuous celebration of Radha Astami, which we observed yesterday. And also we are celebrating 75th birth anniversary of our dear Uncle Patrick this morning or today. So Uncle Patrick, you can please come forward here. Om Jnana Timidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshadun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Prabhu
Govinda.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Hari, Hari.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasata Desatarine. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Eva Kalabakati Sadma Manda Moye Savadana Mate Oh Vando Moye Savadana Mate Dara Prasade Bye Baba Toriya Jai Jara Prasade Bye Baba Toriya Jai Krishna Pape Hoja Adi Krishna Pape Hoja Adi Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chititi Koriya Kya Arana Koriya Mane Asha Arana Koriya Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rate Ate Uttama Gate Shri Guru Charane Rate Ate Uttama Gate Jai Prasade Puri Sarva Asha Jai Prasade Puri Sarva Asha Chakudan dilo de janme janme Prabhu se Chakudan dilo de janme janme Prabhu se Divya Gyan re prakasito Bolo Divya Gyan re prakasito Prema Bhakti Jaha hoite Abe jabe na sajate Ore Prema Bhakti Jaha hoite Abe jabe na sajate Vede Gai Jaratare to Vede Gai Jaratare to Vede Gai Jaratare अधम जानरा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जानरा बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना हा हा प्रभु करो दयो दिया मरे पादा छाया प्रभु करो दया दियो मोरे पदा छाया प्रभु करो दया दियो मोरे पदा छाया ए विकास कुश त्रिभुवना Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Doyapati Laila Sarana Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi,
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Guru Puja Ki Jai. So we can now all offer obeisances unto Srila Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Shrotra Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Shrotra Sata Shri Srimad
भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyaresha Tarini. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We can all now turn to this side of the temple room. We'll do Tulasi Puja now.
Hare Krishna. So, for some of us, it might be a little new. So this is called Tulsi Puja or Tulsi Artik. So the Artik will go on first, and then at the end of the Artik, everyone will get an opportunity to circumambulate Tulsi Devi and pour a few drops of water at her root. Namo Namah Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah Radha Krishna Seva Pabo E Avilasi Namo Namah Je tumhara sharanalo Tara vancha purna ho Kripa kore koro tare Vrindavana base Mudai abela Vilas kunje diova Nayane rebo sada Jugala ruparase Nivedana dada Sakirano gata koro ini Seva de kara de koro nijadase Dina Krishna dasi kore namoraho Shri Radha Govinda premi Saraina basi Namo Namo Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namo Yani Kane Chapapani Brahmachare Kane Cha Tani Tani Pranasanti Parakshana Pare Pare So at least you can circumambulate one time and pour a full drop of water at the root of Srimati Tulsi Devi. Yani kane chapapani Brahmachare kane cha Tani tani pranasante Parikshana pare pare Yani kane japapani brahmachari kane cha Tani tani pranasante parikshana pare pare
Oh yani kani japapani brahmahatari kani cha Tani tani pranashante pradakshina pade pade Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. Shrimati Vrindadevi Tulsi Maharani ki. Bestowing your mercy upon me, resident of Bengal. My desire is that you also grant me residence in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavan Dham.
Thus within my vision, I will always behold the beautiful pastimes of Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me a follower of the cohort damsels of Vraj. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me your own maidservant. This very fallen and lowly son of Krishna praise may always swim in the love of Shri Shri Radha and Govinda. Srimati Tulsi Maharani Devi ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we'd like to humbly request everyone to please grab a seat on this end of the temple. We are going to perform a little Havan on the occasion of Uncle Patrick's birthday, Mr. Ramdas' birthday. So if you want to take a chair and come around this area, in the meantime, later on we'll go back on that side, no problem. So we'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you for a special satsang here this morning. Special Sunday Love Feast satsang, which we already said it's an extension of Radha Astami celebration. The glorious appearance of Srimati Radharani was yesterday. And today, of course, we are joining Uncle Patrick, Mr. Ramdas, along with his relatives and friends, neighbors, in celebrating and praying for his continuous blessings on his 75th birth anniversary. So already we would have started with some kirtan. We would have performed Guru Puja. Guru Puja Artik to Srila Prabhupada. This Sunday program normally starts with Guru Puja. As many of us may know, worshipping of the spiritual master, the Guru, is very essential, very important. That in Vedic texts, it is said, without the blessings or the mercy of the Guru, the spiritual master, there is no advancement, or one cannot make advancement in spiritual life, in devotional service. So one always should honor and respect the spiritual master. One should offer homage to the spiritual master, and one should dedicate one's life in carrying out the instructions of the spiritual master. And what are those instructions of the spiritual master? To engage in devotional service of the Lord, to spread the teachings of the Lord, and to share the glories of the Lord with everyone. So to continue, we'll be performing a Havan, Agnihotra ceremony, a Vaishnava Homa. There will be some kirtan, interval kirtan in between. After the Havan would have finished, we will have some discourses. We have with us here His Grace Haridas Prabhu, one of our senior members. He will give some continuous pastimes and description of Srimati Radharani, or what we call Radha Astami, the glorious appearance of Srimati Radharani. And then there will be a few other short presentations. There will be Artik, and then immediately after the Artik, persons will have an opportunity, at least a few persons, to give a few thoughts and wish Uncle Patrick happy birthday. And if there will be anyone on Zoom also that would like to come on, the opportunity will be there. So of course, the program has been highlighted on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. Many persons are joining online all over. So I'd like to humbly request our kirtanyas to assist us with some kirtan. In the meantime, we getting ready for the Havan. Hare Krishna.
पदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने।
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय
भूतले श्रीमते
भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा
शून्यवादी
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरा भक्तवृंद।
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरा भक्तवृंद।
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु जीवे दया कोरी स्वपर्शदा स्वीया धाम सहयावतारी। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु जीवे दया कोरी स्वपर्शदा स्वीया धाम सहयावतारी।
जगभंसा समिन्दते विष्णुयात्परम्।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 शिखाय शरण
Om Asakamana Didim Bhavanto Bhavanto Om Vidyatam Om Vidyatam Om Vidyatam
शिखाय शरण गुरु हे
Om Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Pankajadaini Prabhupada Namo Sri Vedavami Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishnaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Rama
Kamadeva Dadase Samam Patidivahilana Devarshi Bharyam Sarachanantarat Kormo Harimam Niraja Ashri
Gokula Chandra Gokula Chandra Radhe Radhe Gokula Chandra
agni stapani viniyo. Om Bhurvuvah Swaha.
Radhe Radhe Gopinatha, Gopinatha Radhe, Radhe Radhe.
Om Mangalam Nama Agni Igacha Mangalam Nama Se Avayami Stapayami Prabhu Kripa Swagatam Kuru. Om Diparsehi Vada Santaram Abhipretya Devayate Gavita Hetu Samanga Dharma Yastage Divacha Vishantaya Vivati Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhaja.
Radhe 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 Jai Shri Radhe 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe
Vishwan
Vrishabhanu Dulari ki Jai Jai Jai
Om Ilam Pushpam
Vrishabhanu Dulari ki Jai 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 Vrishabhanu Radha Rani ki Jai Maharani ki Jai Radha Rani ki Jai Maharani Radha Rani ki Jai Shama Pyari ki Jai Radha Rani ki Jai Radha Rani ki Jai Maharani ki Jai Maharani ki Jai Bolo Varsane Vari ki Jai 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 Bolo Varsane Vari ki Jai 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 Bolo Varsane Vari ki Jai Jai
Hare Krishna.
Bolo Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Om Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pasyante Sadayo Deviva Chakshadatatam Tad Vipran Sa Vipranyavo Jagivam Sa Samindate Vishnu Yad Paramam Padam. Om Krishna Vaisa Chitananda Krishna Adi Purusha Krishna Purushottama Krishna Utkarmadi Moolam Krishna Sarvar Karya Krishna Kasam Adisho Mukhya Prabhu Puja Krishna Anadis Anjantar Bahir Yam Mangalam Talabate Krite Aham Kraturaham Yajnaha Swaraham Aham Oshadam Mantraham Aham Evajam Aham Agnir Aham Hutam. Om Swasti no Govinda Swasti Chaitanya Swasti no Vasudeva Vishnu Dadato Swasti no Narayana Parvai Swasti na Padmanabha Purushottamo Dadato Swasti no Vijvaksena Vishveshara Swasti no Rishikesha Hari Dadato Swasti no Vainutir Harir Swasti no Anjana Sutur Hanur Bhagavata Dadato Swasti Swasti Samangala Kleshaman Sri Krishna Sachitananda Guna Sarva Isharo Isharo Dadato. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
I didn't tell you to stop.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna.
So if there is some extra grains, I think. Where is Sanjay Prabhu? Sanjay, you have some extra grains? You have an extra mass at least? So there is some
Coconut garlands. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama.
So if anyone like to take the opportunity, maybe dear Hemo, you can also come and sit with your parents to pour a little grains on the auspicious occasion of Prabhu's 75th birthday. When we say Swaha, we'll humbly request everyone to please accompany us by saying Swaha. So you can please tray for put the grains in for them. So they give us some maha wood this morning. So don't worry, it will go down just now. Generally, they give us some small pieces of wood and it burn out quick. But this morning, they probably want to burn me out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. can go back. a
Hare
little
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
more. Till
Hare.
you come.
Hare
to the long
Ram, Hare
little.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Om Prabhu Niruddha Pashivaya Jna Pate Bhagaya Pata Sarva Bhutasta Ketam Puketam Na Punanto Vag Esha Vacham Na Swadato. So when we say Swaha, you'll pour little grains direct into the fire. Both of you can use from right there. Om Bhur Swaha. You can pour from right there, no problem. Let me see.
Hare Krishna, Krishna.
So you don't have to come too close in the front. Idam Vaishnavidam Namamam Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Achyutaidam Namamam Om Swaha Idam Narayana Idam Namamam Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Anantya Idam Namamam Om
Tasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Swaha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Swaha
Namo Om
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Virabahu Prabhu Iti Namine Shri Shri Vrindata Vivira Pada Pankajadaine Prabhupada Nuvadaya Namah Shri Virabhave Swaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Swaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Jwala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudha Pasidhanta Dhvantaharine Swa
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone please chant Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ke.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. You can put your hands together now. Some people weren't clapping earlier, but you can put. That's not how you put your hands together, you know? Put your hands together for them. Yeah, give some encouragement at least. Next time we invite them for kirtan, they might say, I ain't coming. I ain't coming, no. I ain't coming. Sabo, you know how this thing goes, right? I ain't coming. No encouragement from no one, so I ain't coming back. So thank you all very much for that kirtan. And thank each and every one of you to being here with us this morning to join with Mr. Ramdas and his family in celebrating his 75th birthday. As for those of you who probably came in a little late, we would have announced yesterday and earlier this morning that today is a continuous celebration of the glorious appearance of Srimati Radharani. Yesterday we celebrated the most auspicious occasion. It is called Radha Astami, the appearance of Srimati Radharani. I think in our regular Hindu practices, maybe some of us will observe Sita Jayanti. And as you know, every mandir, everyone, almost every Hindu, even non-Hindus, also celebrate Ram Navami and Krishna Janamastami. But as Rajarshi Prabhu was saying yesterday, which mandir and who celebrate or even think about Sita Jayanti or more so Radha Astami, the glorious appearance of Srimati Radharani. And we may say how bad it is that we don't know that we're supposed to celebrate Radha Astami. Only a few ISKCON temples around the world and temples in India and especially the Brajabasis and Vrindavan, they would be the one who will celebrate Radha Astami, even with more pomp, with more enthusiasm, more than Janamastami. Because the understanding is not that their understanding, the scriptural understanding is that without the mercy of the Supreme of all Mother, Srimati Radharani, whose expansion is Lakshmi, Sita, all the different Devis and Durga and Kali and all these different personalities come from Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is described as the pleasure potency of the Supreme Lord, or the feminine aspect of the Lord. When we say, well, where we went all this time, we didn't know this. But we cannot enter in, at least let us note this, that we cannot enter into the realm of bhakti, of devotion, without getting the blessings of Srimati Radharani. So it is most wonderful, it is most blissful that Uncle Patrick, is celebrating his 75th birthday, the day after Radha Astami 2022. And as a result, he would have dragged all of us here, and bring us here, for this celebration this morning. So to continue, we'd like to invite His Grace Haridas Prabhu to make a little presentation and give a message on maybe some pastimes of Srimati Radharani, and then we'll continue a little while more before the Artik. Haridas Prabhu. So Haridas Prabhu is no stranger to us, of course. He is one of our leading member of ISKCON Guyana. I've joined the movement over 40 years ago and continuously practicing and serving in so many different ways. So, and he just came in also. He is one of them who is trying to get away from us. He said migrate, but we say get away. He's trying to migrate and get away from us. And as usual, anybody who try to get away or migrate, I run into immediate conflict with them. So if Haridas Prabhu ever wants to be nice with us, please retire at the Hare Krishna Study Center. Thank you very much. Over to His Grace Haridas Prabhu. Put your hands together. Haribol!
Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitan Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurudinataranam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesa Sunyavari Paschatya Desatardine Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavnebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So again, I would like to take the opportunity to welcome all of you here to our regular Sunday satsang program. And as His Grace Prabhupada Dev Prabhu said, we are still in the spirit of celebrating Radha Astami, the glorious appearance of Srimati Radharani. But before I get there, reflect into what His Grace Rajarshi Prabhu said in his speech yesterday for the program for Radha Astami celebration, that on one particular occasion in the celebration of Radha Astami, Srila Prabhupada for almost 24 minutes spoke about Krishna before finally presenting Radharani. So, what I would like to do and say is that first of all, we should understand the position of the Supreme Lord Krishna. There is no one equal to him or greater than him. He can do anything and everything, as is declared by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he came over 500 years ago. Asli Sava Paranatam Pinastumam. Of course, Lord Chaitanya is no other than Lord Krishna himself, and of course a combination of Radha and Krishna, as you would see on the altar. When the altar is open for our Artik, you will see the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Chaitanya is no other than a combination of Radha and Krishna. So, within the spiritual realm, Krishna is contemplating as the source of everyone and everything. How can I have some enjoyment? And he figured out that he cannot have enjoyment within this material world. So in that contemplation of wanting that enjoyment manifests Srimati Radharani as the Ladini Shakti, as the internal potency of the Supreme. So Srimati Radharani is a manifestation of Krishna's needs for enjoyment, spiritual enjoyment. Of course, bringing her to the material world for pastimes with the Lord, that's in the spiritual world, right, Prabhu? You look amazed. So in the material world, to enact some pastimes with Srimati Radharani, you know, the Lord, he makes the preparation for all his wonderful pastimes in this world. So 2 weeks after his appearance came the appearance of Srimati Radharani, almost 15 days after. And just like Lord Krishna made his appearance in his four-handed form in the prison cell of Kamsa, and then reduced himself as a little baby to Devaki and Vasudev. Similarly, Srimati Radharani appeared within a lotus flower as the daughter of Rishabhanu and Kirtida. So, within the material realm, that's how Srimati Radharani made her appearance here. So, what I would like to do first is, I would like to bring to everyone of our attention, hearing from the Supreme Lord himself about his position. And this is described in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna describes the opulence, his opulence. And he is trying to bring to our attention his actual position, how he should be understood, how he should be known. Not how we want to interpret it, or how we want to know it. So rather than having me to conceptualize to you about him, let's hear it directly from him himself. So here he begins, Sri Bhagavanu Vacha, Bhuyeva Mahabaho, Shrinu Me Paramam Vacha, Yateham Priya Manaya, Bhakshyami Hita Kamyaya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, listen again, O mighty arm Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit I shall speak to you further giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. You want to hear that again? O mighty arm Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit, and of course the benefit of all of us, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. And you know what he has explained before? The most confidential knowledge. Knowledge of the absolute, dhyana yoga, transcendental knowledge, karma yoga. And here he is saying, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. Name vidhu suragana prabhavam na mahashaya ahamarirhi devanam maharsinam cha sarvasaha. Neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulence, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and the sages. Then he further says, intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt, delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, nonviolence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, infamy, all these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. The 7 sages, and before them the 4 other great sages, and the Manus, progenitors and mankind, come from me. Born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engages in my devotion service and worship me with all their hearts. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matam sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samamvita. I mean, there is absolutely no doubt that we can try to understand Krishna's position as he's explaining it himself to all of us through Arjuna. He's the source of everything, everyone. The source of all material and spiritual worlds. Everything is coming from him. Janmadi asya yataha. So, for us to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, is not just an option. It is not just a matter of our selection or a choice. It is exactly what he is. And that should be understood by all of us. Then he go on to say, the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Get that? That's how we can understand Krishna as he is. By what? By what he's saying here, by engaging in our devotion to him, in engaging in devotional service. Tesam satatam yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam yupayanti te. And it has to be constant, not just temporarily, not just a certain period of time in the course of the day, but always constantly engage in his service with love. Once we can do that, then buddhi yogam tam. He'll give us the intelligence, the knowledge by which we can understand his position, and we can surrender to him and go back to him. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. And then Arjuna, after hearing all these words of Krishna, of course, Arjuna had his doubts. He was perplexed at certain point in time about what Krishna is asking him to do. But after hearing from Krishna, being enlightened by Krishna of his position, Arjuna said, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Devyam, Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages as Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa confirmed this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. Now these are not ordinary personalities. Devala, Asita, Narada. Narada is the one that spoke to Vyasa, who is the compiler of all the Vedic literatures. All of them accepted Krishna as the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is Krishna's position. And so he can do anything and everything he wants. He expands himself in diverse forms and different avatars for different purposes. And as we understand from Bhagavad Gita earlier chapters, whenever and wherever there's a decline of religious principles or a rise of irreligion, he comes to establish these religious principles, to protect his devotees. If we are to delve into the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, we'll understand Krishna is the source of all incarnations. His first expansion, Balaram, and then his quadruple expansions, and then the Vishnus. And every one that is within this world is coming from him. Aham bija pradapita. So, this is the idea that Srimati Radharani becomes a manifestation of Krishna's internal potency in his desire to enjoy. Just like he desires to protect his devotees within this world, he made all the arrangement for that, to come and perform his pastimes, killing so many demons and so forth. So he established Srimati Radharani as the personality by which we have to surrender to go back to him. And that is why when you go to places like Vrindavan, you would hear everyone just chanting Radhe, 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 Radhe. Because only by the mercy of Radha we can have Krishna. Because he established it in that way, and we ought to follow it in that way. And so in places like Vrindavan, Radhastami is a much more celebrated activity than Sri Krishna Janmashtami. But it's unfortunate that many persons do not understand this internal aspect of the Lord, and by which means we can able to attain love for him or go back to him. So Srimati Radharani's position is that she is the mother of devotion. If we want devotion to Krishna, we cannot manufacture that devotion. We cannot imitate that devotion. We cannot get that devotion by all our endeavors and our attempts. We can only get that devotion by the causeless mercy of Krishna's internal potency, Srimati Radharani. And as you would see on the altar, as I said before, that mercy we can also have from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a combination of Radha and Krishna together. So don't think that you don't see Srimati Radharani on the altar or in their Murti form, that we are missing out in celebrating this occasion and glorifying her without her presence on the altar. I think, of course, there's a picture there. I hope it's still there. So, I don't know how much minutes more I have. How many minutes more? So we like to sing a nice bhajan. Hari Kirtan Prabhu. We'll ask Hari Kirtan Prabhu to sing this bhajan because he's a very wonderful singer. And I don't want to spoil the occasion. Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan. And so after that, I'll give a little glimpse of Srimati Radharani. Some insight of Mata Radharani.
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan. Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan. Shri Govinda Gopinatha Madana Mohan. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Kalindi Jamuna Jaya Jaya Maha Keshigata Vamshivata Dwadashakana Jahasavalila Koilo Shri Nandanana Shri Nanda Yashoda Jaya Jaya Gopaka Shri Damani Jaya Jaya Dhenu Vasaga Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Vrishabhanu Jaya Kirtida Sundari Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhiranagari Jaya Jaya Gopeshwara Vrindavanama Jaya Jaya Krishna Sakha Bhatu Jidara Jaya Rama Gata Jaya Rohini Nanda
All glories to Radha and Krishna, the divine forest of Vrindavan. All glories to the three presiding deities of Vrindavan, Sri Govinda, Gopinath, and Madan Mohan. All glories to Sham Kunda, Radhakund, Govardhan Hill, and the Jamuna River, Kalindi. All glories to the great forest known as Mahavan, where Krishna and Balaram displayed all of their childhood pastimes. All glories to Kesi Ghat, where Krishna killed the Kesi demon. All glories to Vamsivatri, where Krishna attracted all the gopis to come by playing his flute. Glories to all the 12 forests of Braj. All these places the son of Nanda Sri Krishna performed all his pastimes. All glories to Krishna's divine father and mother Nanda and Yashoda. All glories to the cowherd boys headed by Sri Dam, the older brother of Srimati Radharani and Ananga Manjari. All glories to the cows and calves of Braj. All glories to Radha's divine father and mother Vrishabhanu and beautiful Kirtida. All glories to Purnamasi, the mother of Sandipani Muni, grandmother of Madhumangala and Nandimukhi, and beloved disciple of Devarsi Narad. All glories to the young cowherd maidens of Raj. All glories to Gopishwar Shiva, who resides in Vrindavan in order to protect the holy dam. All glories to Krishna's funny Brahmana friend Madhumangala. All glories to Ramagat, where Lord Balaram performed his rasa dance. All glories to Lord Balaram, the son of Rohini. All glories to all the residents of Vrindavan. So there's a few more verses to that. I'll just cut short and just give you a glimpse of Srimati Radharani. Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is stated in the Svetashvana Upanishad 6.8. The Supreme Lord has multipotencies which act so perfectly that all consciousness, strength, and activity are being directly solely by His will. The material world where we are now living is called Bahir Anga Shakti, the external energy of Krishna. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita 9:10, under my superintendence the material energy is working. Apart from the material energy, external energy, there is another energy, the internal energy. By the internal energy, the spiritual world is being manifested. As the material world is manipulated under the external energy, the spiritual world is conducted by the internal potency. That internal potency called Ladini Shakti is Srimati Radharani. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, it is said, the loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally. Srimati Radharani, as the highest devotee of Sri Krishna, derives the greatest pleasures in serving him. She is the origin of all the gopis and of all the goddesses of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, who are engaged in the service of the Lord. She is the mainstay, the ideal, and the ultimate refuge of all devotees embarking on the path of devotional service. Without first getting the mercy of Srimati Radharani, it is impossible to even approach Sri Krishna. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is in fact a prayer to Srimati Radharani. The word Hare is derived from Hara, which denotes the internal energy of the Ladini Shakti of Krishna. This is none other than Srimati Radharani. When one is chanting the Maha Mantra, one is saying, "Oh Krishna, oh Radha, please engage me in your devotional service." Krishna is difficult to approach directly, but he is Bhakta Vatsala, always eager to please his devotees. Thus, the mood of a devotee is to invoke the compassion of Srimati Radharani, who then recommends the devotee to Sri Krishna. Since Krishna is easily pleased by Srimati Radharani, he then readily accepts the devotee in his service. Vrindavan Lila, when the Lord descends, he is invariably accompanied by his loving associates. 5,000 years ago, when Sri Krishna descended in his original form as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani accompanied him in her original form. She appeared exactly 2 weeks after the appearance of Sri Krishna, on the 8th day of the waning moon, Astami. Srimati Radharani was found on a lotus flower by Vrishabhanu and his wife Kirtida near the village of Varshan, a few miles away from Nandagram. It is said that Srimati Radharani first opened her eyes only when Sri Krishna appeared before her. Until that time, her eyes were closed. Understanding the mellows of relationship between Krishna and Radha is impossible from the mundane perspective. Understanding Madhurya Rasa, devotion, at the platform of intimacy, which is the highest level of relationship of a devotee with Krishna, is only possible in the most elevated stages of bhakti, where there is not even a tinge of material contamination. Therefore, Sarup Damodar Goswami has written, the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna are not ordinary material loving affairs. Although they appeared like that, rascals and fools misunderstand Krishna to be an ordinary man. They do not know Krishna's transcendental nature. They try to imitate Krishna Rasa Leela. His dancing with the gopis, there is no offense greater than this. Devotees starting on the path of bhakti must carefully avoid such offenses. They must simply pray to Srimati Radharani as their most compassionate mother for mercy of bhakti and for an opportunity to serve Sri Krishna. I have 2 minutes more. Am I allowed? So these are some of the transcendental qualities of Srimati Radharani as is explained in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. 1, she is sweetness personified. She is a fresh young girl. Her eyes are always moving. She is always brightly smiling. She possesses all auspicious marks on her bodies. She can agitate Krishna by the flavor of her person. She is expert in the art of singing. She can speak very nicely and sweetly. She is expert in presenting feminine attraction. She is modest and gentle. She is always very merciful. She is transcendently cunning. She knows how to dress nicely. She always shy. She always respectful. She is always patient. She is very grave. She is enjoyed by Krishna. She is always situated in the highest devotional service. She is abode of love of the residents of Gokula. She gives shelter to all kinds of devotees. She is always affectionate to superiors and inferiors. She is always obliged by the dealings of her associates. She is the greatest amongst Krishna's girlfriends. 25. She always keeps Krishna under her control. Krishna means all attractive. Since he attracts everyone to him, but Srimati Radharani attracts even Krishna. Although Krishna says, Vedaham Samitatani, I know everything, he fails to understand Radharani. Krishna is achyuta, inconceivable, but from him Radharani is inconceivable. Radharani is so great. Krishna taught, I am full, I am complete in every respect, but still I want to understand Radharani. This question obliged Krishna to accept the propensities of Radharani to understand himself. So 500 years ago, Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radharani and with her golden complexion as his own greatest devotee. Krishna did this to understand the depth of devotion of Srimati Radharani. Thank you very much. So I try to avoid speaking of my own and just speak exactly what is described in Shastra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Haridas Prabhu, for those wonderful thoughts, the verses from Bhagavad Gita, and then the description of Srimati Radharani. It is most befitting and most enlightening for many of us. I don't know about you, but especially for myself. I was just hearing this morning that Srimati Radharani being the supreme of all mother. You're distracting, you know? The two of you are distracting. You're satisfied? You're happy? You have to give some credits to the camera people, you know? Because, you know, when I'm talking and everybody is looking at them, then you don't hear what I'm saying, so. So this devotee was describing that just like our earthly mother, no mother, maybe even think how bad a mother may be, doesn't want to see their child or their children suffer. They will always want to give shelter to their children. What to speak of good mothers? So how many times more we can multiply that to understand the loving affection and the motherly affection of Srimati Radharani, that we all being her children, her child. We cannot imagine that. What to speak of Krishna or her devotees? What to speak of the devotees of Srimati Radharani? So the devotee was giving an example that once one of the Goswamis, they're called 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. They were the immediate disciples, followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were sent to Vrindavan to re-establish the holy places of Vrindavan. What had happened after so many thousands of years after Krishna's advent and Krishna disappeared, many of the holy places where Krishna would have performed key pastimes were unknown because of flood, because of changes. So many things happen. Yamuna overflows. So many things happen. You know, within 1,000 years, so many things can happen. Just like, you know, we can be here 1,000 years from now, we don't know if all here will be ocean or what will happen. So similarly, because the Goswamis been in Mahaprabhu Lord Chaitanya pastime 500 years ago, they were gopis in Krishna's pastime. So they know all the different holy places where Krishna performed his, you know, childhood Vrindavan Leela. So the Goswamis were sent to Vrindavan to re-establish the holy places, and even for some of us who goes to Vrindavan, or some of us will be going, some of the most famous temples in Vrindavan have only 5,000 temples minimum, but the most famous ones are the Goswamis temples of Vrindavan that was established 500 years ago at least. So one of among the 6 Goswamis called Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunatha, you know, like Lord Ramachandra, a name in the Raghu dynasty, Raghunatha Das Goswami. So Raghunath was performing his devotion in Braj in the summer in Vrindavan. It was scorching hot, but he was on a high level of performing his devotion. You know, fully immersed in praying and begging for the mercy and the blessings and the service to Srimati Radharani, to be admitted in the service of Krishna. His devotion was so intense, he wasn't, you know, considering the external, but it was scorching hot. You know, he started early in the morning and, you know, his eyes was closed, and he was engaging in his meditation and his bhajan and his calling in the name of the Lord. And it became midday, it became 1 o'clock in the day, and became scorching hot. And Srimati Radharani, who is described as the queen of Vrindavan, she came and gave him shelter, gave shelter to his devotee. She took, you know, her shawl, you know, and or her palu from her sari, and give shade, give shelter, you know, to Raghunath. And one of the other Goswamis, Sanatan Goswami, elder brother of the Goswamis, he were coming to visit Raghunath, and he saw from a distance that Radharani was giving shelter. And he stood there and he was amazed. And after some time, quite some time, his sun became cool And Srimati Radharani, I think she looked at Sanatana Goswami and she disappeared. And then Sanatana Goswami went humbly to Raghunath and said, you know, your devotion is amazing. You know, your devotion is so high. You're performing devotion. And the one that you're supposed to be worshipping are sheltering you. And that is not all. It means that she would have been standing in the hot sun. Radharani, the supreme of all mother, to give shelter to his devotee, she was standing in the hot sun. And then, under the encouragement, the guidance of Sanatana Goswami, he said, please don't perform this kind of austerity again. At least get yourself a bhajan kutir. So that at that point, you know, Raghunath Das Goswami would have, you know, agreed to, you know, the devotees get him a little hut, you know, called bhajan kutir, where they perform their devotion. So nevertheless, much was said, and there's not enough words. Radhanath Maharaj is saying, what difference, considering the entire sky, the length and breadth of the entire sky, what space or room or how much a single bird will take up? That's how much, that's how limited we are in trying to describe or glorify Srimati Radharani. She is unlimited, we are limited. We can only, on these auspicious days, pray for her protection, pray for her engagement in devotional service. As you just heard, the very Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, means 8 Hare, 4 Krishna and 4 Rama. That's the Maha Mantra. So every time we say Hare, we're calling on Srimati Radharani. So even without we noticing or knowing, we have been worshipping Srimati Radharani. Whenever we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we are worshipping Srimati Radharani. And just see that the Maha Mantra is so great. It's called Maha. Maha means great, Man means mind, Shra means to free. This great chant to free the mind from all kind of material contamination, all kind of sinful desire and all kind of bad karma that are there lying. But 8 times, we're not saying Krishna names 8 times. We're saying Krishna names 4 times. But we're saying the name of Srimati Radharani 8 times. Out of 16 words, 8 is calling on Srimati Radharani. My dear Srimati Radharani, O internal potency of the Lord, O internal energy of the Lord, please admit me, please engage me in the devotional service of the Lord. So there are much books, many books that, even online, there are so many stories, katha, glorifying Srimati Radharani, describing Srimati Radharani. So we'll urge everyone to more and more get to know our Supreme of all Mother, Srimati Radharani. In this world, we are fond of Durga and different form of Devi and different Devis and Devatas, worshipping and making some offering for some temporary gain, some temporary benefits. Coming to Srimati Radharani is rare. It means completely selfless. Only engagement in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, nothing else. No selfish motive, no selfish desire, completely unmotivated and uninterrupted. engaging in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. And we may say, well, where that is coming from? That is within each and every one of us experience. When we were babies, who we were praying to? Were we praying to anyone to come and give us, some milk, come and change our diaper, come and give us a shower? No. The parents knows the needs of the child, and therefore they provide. So don't we think if there is a God and He's all-knowing, He knows our wants, our needs also? We don't have to pray for Him. Just like a child doesn't pray for the parents to come and, father or mother to come and give, but parents supply. Similarly, in the line of devotional service, there is no need to pray separately for the Lord to provide. The Lord provides for everyone. He provides for the birds in the sky. He provides for the bees, the fishes, everyone. The insects, the trees, the plants, everyone. Across the board, He provides. Why He will not provide for His devotee? We need not pray for Him for anything. Only to engage. And what is this idea of engaging? Why we should engage in this devotional service? This devotional service will bring us real and true happiness, peace of mind, satisfaction, bliss to the highest extent. And how? Because we are, to come back to the basic of our philosophy, the philosophy of Gita, Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam, because we are not these material bodies. Everything that we are trying to do in this world to give pleasure to this body is all temporary dharmas. But we are spirit soul, we are spirit, we are spiritual, we are not material. We are anti-matter, we are different from this body. We are Atma, we are Jiva, we are soul. The soul is different from this material body, but it is within this body and it's giving life or consciousness to this body. That means the soul depart and leave this body. So since we are soul, we are not these bodies. Our real true happiness lies with the soul connection with the Supreme Soul. The soul, the individual soul's connection with the Supreme Soul. That is where our happiness lies. And how does connection take place? Through the process of devotional service. And what is this devotional service? Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Parasevana Dasyare Pujana Sakijana Atmanivedana. So devotional service, 9 process of devotional service. Begin with hearing, Shravanam, Kirtanam, chanting. Smaran means to remember the Lord. Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. Become a servant of the Lord. Worship the Lord. Worship the Lord with flowers and incense and so forth. Become a friend. Become Dasya, like Hanuman. Become a servant of the Lord. And finally, the most advanced level, Atmanivedana. Become a soul. Become a soul that is completely surrendered to the Lord. At that stage, with raised hand, the devotee will say, I am completely satisfied. I am completely happy, my Lord. Whatever you want to do with this body, you do. Nothing else doesn't matter other than devotional service to you. Live or not living, healthy body or no healthy body, anything, I ready to accept, my dear Lord. That I am ready. A soul. In the meantime, I am a soul, completely surrendered to you. I am only here to carry out your bidding, your will. Whatever you want me to do, and wherever you want me to go, that is where I'll go. And that stage is supreme perfection. If you ever think about this term, supreme perfection, what it means. So many things they claim to be supreme, right? But supreme perfection of this human form of life is attaining complete shelter, the lotus feet of the Lord, through the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we didn't get to talk on birthdays yet, but we'll leave that a little after the Artik. We don't want to keep the Lord wait for us to offer worship and our prayers to them. So just before you stand for the Artik, so that many of us probably are coming to the Sunday Love Feast for the first time. So when we stand and face the altar, to our right is Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya that we were speaking about so many times, Haridas Babu will refer in his presentation, that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none different from Krishna. So he'll be standing to your right, who is a combined incarnation of Srimati Radharani and Lord Krishna. And to our left will be Balaram, or in Ram pastime, Lakshman, came as Lord Nityananda. So let us all stand for the beautiful Artik ceremony to their Lordship, and then afterward we'll have an opportunity to say a few congratulatory birthday wishes to Uncle Patrick. Hare Krishna. If you wish, you can come forward a little for the Artik ceremony.
Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyatishatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Srivasadi Gaura Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya 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 Nitai Gaura Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe Radhe
Oh Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe
Radha Rani ki jai Maharani ki jai
Rani ki jai Maharani ki jai
बोलो बरसाने वाले की जय जय जय
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 राधा रानी की जय महारानी की 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 जय
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधा
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधा
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Radha Sham Sundar Radha Sham Sundar Radhe
Jai Radha Sham Sundar Radha Sham Sundar Shri Radhe
Jaya Radha Gokula Chandra Radha Gokula Chandra Radha Gokula Chandra Shri Radhe
Jai Radha Gokula Chandra Radha Gokula Chandra Radha Gokula Chandra Shri Radhe
Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jai Gaur Chandra Jai Parama Karuna Jai
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jai Jai Prabhupada Prahlad Lad Ladayine Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Silatan Kahan Kalayine Itona Simha Paratona Simha Yato Yato Yamita Tona Simha Bahena Simha Rahena Simha Narasingamarim Sharanam Papadhe Avakar Kamalavare Nakam Adhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvringa Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Avakara Kamalavare Nakam Adhuta Singam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Danuvringa Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nasingare 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 Jaya Nasingare Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. So everyone can please take your seats once again. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Padvakacharya Astuta Star Sri Srimadis Vayangrace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Shri Paramakarna Nitai Gaura Chanda ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Padvakacharya Astuta Star Sri Srimadis Vayangrace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj ki Anant Gauri Vaishnavinda ki Namachil Shri Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Mathuram ki jai Brihat Maranga ki jai Samaveda Bhaktavinda ki jai Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Bol. So once again, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you to be here with us for our Sunday Love Feast / extended celebration of the glorious appearance of Srimati Radharani / 75th birthday celebration. Put your hands together for the 75th birthday celebration. So the birthday boy, Uncle Patrick, Mr. Ramdas, Hare Krishna. So, before I say anything, I would like to leave it open at this point in time for anyone who would like to come forward and say a few congratulatory happy birthday wishes to Uncle Patrick. And you have to be quick, you know. So anyone would like to come forward and say a few words? Any son, grandson, great-grand, whoever you have, I don't know. You have great-grand already? Come, Prabhu. So you can introduce yourself and go right ahead. And the next person in line can come and stand here, so immediately you will go.
Sitaram, everyone. Anand Kaladin, the grandson of Uncle Patrick. On behalf of myself and family, the grandchildren, the great-grand, the nieces and nephews, those are here physically and those who could not be here who are overseas. Grandfather, we'd like to wish you all the best on this joyous occasion of yours, your birthday. In Hinduism, we know a perfect Hindu would live at least 100 years. You're three-quarter there, so we do hope that you pull through the other 25 so you could achieve that. Once again, all the best, and may Lord Krishna bless you with the richest blessing that you may live a healthier life and all your dreams come true. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hemu? Anyone else? So, if there is no one else, then I'll take the opportunity first, and then I'll invite Uncle Patrick. So, Uncle Patrick, Mr. Ramdas ji, on behalf of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, our temple here, on behalf of all the members, and behalf of myself and my family also, I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you a happy 75th birthday. May the Supreme Lord bless you with immense strength, good choice of intelligence, always make the right decision, and live for the rest of your life a healthy and prosperous life in devotional service, specifically in Krishna consciousness. So if you want to make some resolution, make that resolution that for the rest of how many breaths you'll be breathing, breathe those breaths only for Krishna, only to engage in devotional service and nothing else. The fact that Krishna allow you to live to see 75 years means quite a bit for all of us, and I'm sure for yourself. So happy birthday, and the blessings of our Lordship, Sri Sri Paramakarna Nitai Gaurachandra, and the founder Acharya of the Hare Krishna movement, Srila Prabhupada, always be with you, and overall, the blessings of this temple. Thank you to also choose here Lot 1 for Sri Cummings Lodge Hare Krishna Study Center to share this very, very momentous occasion with us. It means a lot for us also. So thank you very much, Uncle Patrick. We'd like to invite you to please come forward and give us your blessings, share a few thoughts with us. And we'd like to humbly request our persons, pujaris from the altar, to please bring out the garland, bring out the cake, and we'll do a handing over ceremony. Hare Krishna. So we have Uncle Patrick's daughter Annie will come and Zoom just now. So Annie, please get ready. After your dad, then you will come on. If possible, you will be able to turn on your video also, so that we will be able to see you. And if there is anyone else on Zoom who want to quickly say a few words, that opportunity is there also. Uncle Patrick.
Thank you, Prabhudev. Prabhuji. Prabhuji, devotees of Hare Krishna Temple, family and friends, I would like you to join with me to give praise and thanks to Bhagavan Sri Krishna for making this occasion possible and for us to meet together on a special occasion. But this special occasion is not so important like the Supreme Being. It's just a reminder. These things are happening because it happens to remind us that our primary duty is to serve Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So through his blessings, we are here today. And I want to thank, first of all, Bhagavan Sri Krishna Radharani. I want to thank Prabhudev for doing all the preparations and making it possible, arranging the program as usual on the Sunday morning, 10 to 12. I want to thank him very much. He has been a great inspiration, not only to me, but I know for many of us who are here and who are not here. And I would pray that Bhagwan Krishna grant him good health and strength and knowledge and inspiration to continue his good works. Also his family and those other devotees who participate today and other days in activities praising the Lord. I want to thank you very much for making this day a joyous one for me, all of you who are here and those who are not here, because of various reasons. Some of them couldn't attend. So I want to thank you very much for making this day a happy one, a memorable one for me. It's my 75th birthday. I thank the Lord for I thank the Lord for his blessings to give me the strength and the privilege to stand up here in front of you and say thanks. So all praise and thanks goes to him. And then also we must cooperate with each other to make ourselves happy, not materially so much, but spiritually. I want to accept the sentiments made by Prabhuji and my grandson, and all those who are here. Maybe everybody cannot come up to say something, but you have in your mind to say happy birthday. So thank you very much, everybody. And I want to say a very, very thank you, a big thank you again to the Prabhuji and the devotees of the Hare Krishna Temple for making this possible through their kind work that they have been doing, spreading the word of Bhagwan Krishna. And I know where he started from the scratch, and I'm very proud of him today because he's a son of Cane Grove, and I was born and bred in Cane Grove. So we are very proud of him, that he can stand up for the Lord and stand up for all of us. I respect him, not because he's younger than me, but I respect him for his stand that he takes. He's there for the Lord, and he is giving his heart and his soul for the Lord. And I know that his inspiration will enlighten many, many devotees like myself. I hope that this will be an inspiration for me to be closer to Bhagwan Sri Krishna. So, all other devotees and family and friends, I thank you once again. I don't want to be long. We're late already. Thank you very much for coming out and participating in today's program. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Uncle Patrick. You can please sit here by time. So Annie, you're there. You can please. Oh, Annie is there. Yeah. So you can go right ahead, Annie ji. We're not hearing you. Your volume, or you're far from your mic, or what? Yes, go ahead. Let's hear if it's coming better now. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Annie, go ahead. We still cannot hear you. She on mute, boy? Try something. Say something then now, Annie. Let's see if we're getting you.
Hi, Prabhu.
Yes, we can hear you clear now.
You can hear me now?
Yep.
Thank you. Sorry, it seems like we have some technical difficulties. I just want to take this opportunity to say Hare Krishna to everyone, and a very happy 75th birthday to the most wonderful husband, father, and grandfather. Today we wish you Lord Krishna's blessings for many more healthy and happy years to come. We celebrate you and every day, you today and every day. Having you in our lives, Dad, has been the most precious blessing ever. You are an existence that the sweetest words can't describe. Thank you for your unconditional love, support, and most of all, the inspiration. We are thinking of you always with love. Lastly, I want to thank everyone for your presence here today on this special day of my dad. Stay safe and healthy. Hare Krishna to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, Aniji, and Uncle Patrick like to say a few words again.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Devotees, I wanted to say a few words more. Forgive me. I should have said many, many thanks to my wife and my children and grandchildren. My wife has been supportive of me from the time we got married 55 years ago. And I give all praise and thanks to her for whatever I have achieved, whatever little I have achieved in this life. All praise and thanks to her with her full support. And my children, my grandchildren, my relatives and friends, my close family members, special thanks to all of you. My daughter, that's what you just heard, she actually is the sponsor of today's program. I say thank you very much. My loving daughter. And my son is here also. Thank you very much. He's very supportive. And many, many thanks to my grandchildren who would have loved to be here, but they are not. All of them in Canada. So thanks very much again to everybody and my family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. So, Uncle Patrick, you can please stand here for us. Mataji, you also can come. Stand here, Uncle Patrick. So, we'd like to humbly request, Hemo, you can please come on behalf of the family. Bring the garlands. And who we can get? Aji? So Hemo, you can please put this on Dad for me. And come this side. Aji, put this on Mataji. So we all can chant one Mahamantra, yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So there is a birthday cake that we like to also offer. You can. So Uncle Patrick, you can receive this on behalf of their lordship from the temple. Turn it around like this, so you can, for the camera purpose. Okay. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Their Lordship Shri Shri Paramakarna Nitai Gaura Chandra ki jai. Hare Krishna. So you can please take your seats. Once again, you can take your seat. You want to say something else? You have anything else to say? Say.
I'm getting old. Please forgive me. Today is my small granddaughter's birthday also. She's in Canada. Her name is Renita. And so on behalf of all of you here, my family and friends and all devotees, if she's listening, I want to express our happy birthday greetings and wishes to her for health, good health, long life, peace, success, and happiness. Thank you very much. God bless everyone.
You can take your seats. Thank you very much, everyone, once again to participate. As Uncle Patrick was saying just now that, regarding the temple and our contribution, I'll tell you that as long as Hare Krishna Study Center then was the Mai Pandit Study Center some, 16, 17 years ago, started our operation here, Uncle Patrick have been a sole long-standing contributor to the project. If we doesn't go and collect his contribution, he will call us and he will chastise us. Why you're not coming and collect his donation? So put your hands together for Uncle Patrick. Throughout the construction, of course, he and his family, throughout the construction of the temple, and then ongoingly, he knew that we have a loan. Then we had a mortgage. Now we have a loan that we are paying. Every month we have to pay installments. So like that, his contribution have been throughout, ongoing, and then of course his encouraging words and anything that we have to do, we always call on him. So thank you very much, Uncle Patrick, for your wonderful and continuous service to their Lordship and for the furtherance of the Krishna consciousness movement. I can assure you that it is most needed and it is most essential, it is most important. It'll go a far way. Your continuous support and help, advice, more so at this age, will go a far way in assisting and helping to establish more and more as we want to do here. So thank you all very much once again. So we'll all go down for Bhojan. There's a 75th birth anniversary feast that was prepared after their Lordship. So we'll all will honor their Lordship Bhojan. And when you take that Bhojan, you continue to give your blessings to Uncle Patrick. So the hall just below the temple room here, you can wash your hand just under the step when you go down, or the washroom area, you can wash your hands. And I think most of the tables are already laid out, so you will go and sit and you'll start to take your Bhojan. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. So you can give way on the stair first for the elderly and the children, and then the girls and ladies, and then the men at the back. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lordship Shri Paramakanda Nitai Gaura Chandra ki. Sri Radha Astami ki jai. Hare Krishna. So like this, our service continue every Sunday from 10 to 12:30. So you join us any Sunday or every Sunday. Pray that very soon we will have a 50-seater bus leave Mahaika Market Square at 8:30 every Sunday morning. Arrive here in time for the Sunday feast, which means we'll pick up devotees and worshippers, members, well-wishers who don't have a vehicle and you want to come. That bus will bring you, and after you honor Prasadam, that bus will take you back also. So very soon that will be in play. But in the meantime, let us congregate as much as possible. Next week, as we would have announced yesterday, that next Sunday we are doing a special offering. ISKCON, among the Vaishnava community, we would have lost many of our devotees. So the first, second day of Pitripak, we are going to do a Maha Vaishnava Pitripak, Maha Vaishnava Strada offering to all those departed souls who we would have lost within the last few months, almost a year now. So that ceremony will begin at 9:30 next Sunday the 11th. Everyone are invited for that. On our live stream on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube will be on Friday evening from 6:30 onwards, and Saturday evening 6:30 onwards, for memory and glorifications of those devotees who would have passed away. We would have lost some very special souls and some big leaders of the Hare Krishna movement within the last year. So please let us all honor Prasadam, Bhojan, to your full satisfaction. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Uncle Patrick, once again to bring us all here, and your good daughter Annie to sponsor the feast, and you and Hemo and Mataji to bring us all here. I'm hopeful that everyone enjoyed to the max. Otherwise, when you're done, take the Bhojan, then talk to me. Hare Krishna.